everyone, this is Sifu Thommy together with Sifu Ken today. Welcome to this week's video. Today is going to be a topic of chain punch drills. So one of us is going to perform chain punch drill and the other person is going to practice a variety of techniques. This may be a little bit sophisticated for those of you who are merely just starting with your Wing Tsjun journey, but for those of you who already have a little bit of experience, this may be a nice treat. Let's go right into it. The techniques that we're going to address today are Pak Sao, Tan Sao, Bong Sao, Lap Sao, Jum Sao, Fook Sao, and Jut Sao. And the way that you can practice them in one drill is maybe nice. Obviously, you need a partner, so it may be nice for group training. Would be that partner one applies chain punches to your chest slowly. And then what I want you to do is get started by applying a Pak Sao, slowly please, by applying a Pak Sao toward your partner. Now obviously, since he's pushing towards you, this is going to collapse your arm, and this is exactly what you let happen. You allow the arm to collapse and to buffer, and once your elbow touches the side of your body, this is when you turn. Now, the second he withdraws this hand in order to reach out with the next hand, what I want to do is I want to push forward. So I always apply forward energy. And thereby I get in contact with his arm and I build a Tan Sao, and that is going to push me past him. Now, I still have forward pressure and I get contact with his hand the second he punches. If I should not get in contact, then obviously I would rush through in order to get him, but he pushes me into Bong Sao. Now from here I want to apply a Fook Sao to his throat, so I want to apply forward pressure again, but he punches and this leads me into Lap Sao. Now from here I want to strike again, but he attacks me and this is going to bring my arm into Jum Sao. Then once again I reach out in order to get him, but he is here already, which puts my arm into Fook Sao, and then the very last one grabs around his wrist and pulls down, thereby clearing the way for the first Pak Sao on the other side. So what you want to do here is you want to make sure that you reach out every single time you have the chance to do so, and then buffer his energy down. It's mainly an exercise for turns and for positioning, but make sure that you also apply a lot of pressure and yield once you feel the opponent's force. Let's take a look at the actual exercise. I have one hand here in the Hao Jump position and I get in contact with his hand. I allow him to push me in, and once the elbow reaches the level where my elbow touches the side of the body, this is when I turn in a way that it's 45 so that my center line goes over to his shoulder over here. I don't want to turn too much. Now, this is going to be applied with speed later, and obviously it's a pre-arranged cycle, so he knows what I'm about to do, I know what he's about to do. To me, it's all about practicing the angles and the buffering and turning away from the opponent. But you really want to make sure that you try to maintain your structure, even though you speed it up later, which will make it a bit harder to go into a full 45-degree turn, because maybe he applies the next punch very, very rapidly, which means you have to turn quickly. But for starters, make sure that you really pay attention to the angle that you have, you pay attention to where your energy flows, and you pay attention to where you position your center line. So let's take a look at the actual thing. I get in contact, he pushes me into Pak, I shift, I reach out, get in contact here. Now this, mind you, is exactly what we do in the first set of the Siam Tao form. The Pak Sao is exactly the way that we perform it in the third set of the Siam Tao. Then I reach out, get in contact here, which brings me exactly into the Bong Sao position that I have in the seventh set. Then I go into the Lap Sao, you know that movement if you're a bit more advanced from the Beauty form. Then we go into the Jum Sao, you see that Jum Sao in set number 6 of the Siam Tao form. We go into Fook Sao, you know that Fook Sao from Chungkyu, or here, depending on which Fook Sao you practice. And then we have the Jut Sao. You also know the Jut Sao from the fourth set of the Siam Tao form. So, beginning with Pak Sao, into Tan Sao, into Bong Sao, into Lap Sao, into Jum Sao, into Fook Sao, and Jut Sao. And Jut Sao clears the way for him to reach out, which is why I bring my other hand forward and practice the same techniques on the other side. Bong, Lap, Jum, Fook, Jut, Tapak, Tan, Bong, Lap, Jum, Fook. Just slow down a little bit. Pak Sao, Tan Sao, Bong Sao, Lap Sao, Jum Sao, Fook Sao, Jut Sao. And then we just speed it up a little bit so we can just practice. And you will see that the faster this thing goes, the less I will turn now. Now, obviously, in a realistic situation, the guy punches and then boom, you just go into one of those techniques. In this case, a Fook Sao, right? Where he punches and boom, I go into one of those techniques, a bit lower, please, so I can apply the Bong Sao. So that we have this one single technique in a split second. But for now, since you practice all these things together in a row, it's not that important that you turn 100% correctly every single time. Just make sure that you can adapt quickly so that you have a nice flow and you get accustomed to building each technique after another, even when it's applied with speed. I hope I was able to give you a nice training drill that you can practice with your partner. Thank you so much for helping me today. Make sure, if you like what I do, to check out our online academy on wt-online.com, and make sure to always train your body, train your mind, and train your spirit. Wing Tsjun is personal development at a very, very high level, and I'll see you next week. Thank you for watching.